Welcome to Minecraft Seniors, Part 6. In this section we explore the Nether, how to find the Nether fortress, and how to acquire blaze rods. Since I forgot to hit the record button for a lot of this, we won't see the actual gameplay, but we'll walk through the results of that play and show the path through the Nether and the process of finding the Nether fortress, and then also finding the blaze spawner within the fortress. I need to craft a gold helmet because the piglins in the Nether will leave you alone if you're wearing something gold. So there it is. So here's a crafting, enchanting table. Let's see what it takes to make an enchanting table. So in the library, looks like 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. So ultimately I found all of those items and put down the enchanting table. This is the room that I built for the Nether portal. And the Nether portal consists of a 4x5 set of obsidian, but you don't actually need the corners, so it takes 10 obsidian blocks altogether, and then you activate it with a flint and steel or some other kind of fire. And so here I am in the Nether. Same kind of portal shows up there, and I built this portal protector room around it. Put iron doors on it with buttons to open them, and there is how we got into the Nether. Notice that the piglin doesn't attack me because I've got a little bit of gold, specifically a gold helmet. So we'll walk along here for a bit and do a demonstration of bridging. So to bridge, you go out to the edge of a precipice, and then you hit the shift key, hit and hold the shift key, walk out, and it will keep you from falling over the edge, and then you can see the end, and you can drop a brick or a block, and then use the S key to continue dropping blocks until you're done dropping blocks. In this case I'm held up by an overhead block that's inhibiting me, so I break that, drop another couple of blocks to get to the edge, and then from there I start tunneling. So just a combination of tunneling and blocking or bridging, and you can basically cut a straight line with a few exceptions. So here I am cutting over and going on the bridge and tunnel combination that I did earlier. So up and over. You have to watch out here for ghasts. They're little floaty guys that have this kind of moaning sound, and they will shoot fireballs at you. Here I've created 2 walls on either side to protect from the gas in case I need it. There's a ghast off to the right. Luckily he doesn't seem to notice us, which is unusual. The gas fireball will destroy your bridging efforts. It will destroy your portal as well, so you can get stranded in the Nether if you're not careful. But this one we're just going to go ahead. Lava got in our way, so I just cut over a little bit and continued on. I'm just cutting in a straight line. There's many strategies for trying to find the Nether fortress, which is what I'm trying to do. But one strategy is to just cut straight lines. I'm headed in the -Z direction, I believe, at this point. Again, some lava, so I have to cut over and keep going. There are ways you can tame a ghast and then fly through the Nether, which would be easier, but I haven't successfully done that. continuing on. Combination of bridging and tunneling. Until finally I see in the distance something that looks familiar, and sure enough, it's another fortress. So I go in there, I create yet another, and I built a door. There's the button for it. These doors can be a little tricky. So there's the button. Opens. I built a protection around my portal. And I built a portal so that I can get back into the overworld and drop a bed and then respawn from that point. So I built a hut inside the overworld again. Put the bed down and respawn to this point. So now when I get killed in the Nether, I just go to this point as opposed to all the way back through that long pathway that we had before. I've already made a couple of attempts to find the spawner for the blaze. This will be another run. I've marked part of the path with torches already, so I'll kind of follow those and then see how close I can get to the spawner. So we're now in the Nether again, specifically in the fortress. And I fumble around here trying to get the door open. Finally get through. These torches on the walls are ones that I put there. Kind of put them on the right side and higher up to distinguish from ones that might be placed by the game before you get there. So as I recall, maybe, oh, by the way, there's some loot. You can get those chests. It's sometimes okay, but not always great. This little pedestal thing with the lava in it sometimes indicates that you're getting closer. And if you hit more mobs, that's sometimes an indication as well. So I put 2 there because I think I'd found the spawner before. But I get attacked by 3 wither skeletons, and that's it for me. So back to the outer world. Outside the portal, I'm just going to go straight back in again. Hopefully I've done some damage to the wither skeletons, so it won't be so hard to kill them this time. Or not. This tricky little door thing again. I think I'll just... I keep getting tripped up by this little hole. Okay, back the same route. I do a thing where I build a little hut right behind the blaze spawner, and then I can sort of peek out and attack. And then they sometimes will come and attack me as well. Although it doesn't seem to be working that great this time. Here's my skeletons again. And I bet not going to make it. Back to the overworld, back to the bed, spawning point. Gonna go back in. Well, that may explain why I'm getting killed so easily. I didn't have a functional chest plate. Alright. Finally I wise up. Or not. There we go. So we put a block down, makes it easier to just transition in through the door once it's open. Go back, follow the same route. Now that we know where the spawner is, there's no sense going too many other places, although here are two blazes sort of trapped. Might as well go ahead and see if I can get them. Got that one. That increased my count of blaze rods to 4. The blaze do not always drop a blaze rod when you kill them. It's just every so often. I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe half the time. So I'm up to 5. I'd really like to have about 25, because that would give me 50 Eyes of Ender. You need 12 Eyes of Ender at the end portal, or possibly 12. And then you need a bunch to guide you to the stronghold. That'll all make sense in a bit. Suffice it to say, we need a bunch of blaze rods. And the only way to get them is to kill, that I know of, is to kill Blaze. So here's one. Take advantage of him being sort of trapped. Be careful not to hit the zombified piglins. If you accidentally hit one, then the whole gang will come after you. But if you avoid them, they'll just leave you alone. I'm just refueling before I go back and perhaps face these wither skeletons again. Okay, this is the spawner. I'm just trying to get through back to this little hut that I built right behind the spawner. And I have a pretty rough go of it because I can't really see what I'm doing. But I do pick up, I think, 1 or 2 blaze rods in the process, and finally I get back to my little hut behind the spawner. And it just about takes me out, but then I block it off so I can recover. And this is my little hut that I built behind the spawner. In some versions of this hut technique, the blaze come around the corner regularly and you can just kill them that way. But sometimes they don't do that, so you have to peek around the corner, get a few hits in, kind of do this cat and mouse game. I've done versions of this also where instead of a block wall, I create a glass wall so I can see what's going on. And I try to create sort of a channel for the blaze to funnel into to come back and into the kill zone. I think this time will just require some patience to peek around enough and hopefully not run out of food or armor before we get up to a number of blaze rods that we like to have. Okay, rather than speed through it all, I think we're just going to cut to the chase and get towards more to the end. So we're up to about 13 blaze rods, and we'll let it play a little bit here and then hopefully get to the end. So more blaze hunting from behind the barrier. Again, sped up quite a bit. Takes some patience to do it this way. Looks like I kind of got off track here. And it takes a fair amount of food to do it this way as well. So we're shooting for about 24, 25 blaze rods. That'll give us 50 Eyes of Ender, which should be about enough, should be easily enough to both find the stronghold and cover the slots in the end portal. Remember, I started out with a full stack of bread, now we're down to 16. We're going to cut ahead a little bit. So we're up to 23 now. I know some people can do this just charging up and getting it without any shelters or anything, but this seems to work well for me without consuming too much armor, and although it does consume a fair amount of food. If the blaze would come around the barrier regularly, you could reduce the amount of food as well, but apparently in this case you have to entice them to come after you. Alright, we're down to 20, we're up to 23. Maybe I'll get another one out of this. Nope, didn't drop it, or I didn't pick it up, one of the two. Another foray out. This time I got a blaze rod. So we're basically done with all the ones we need. We'll take off out of here, grab one on the way out, I guess, and head back to the hut and the portal. Oh, except I've got both skeletons and these cubes. And that's it for Minecraft Seniors Part 6. You survived the Nether, found the Nether Fortress, got blaze rods for the next part of the game. Next we'll look for a green biome and trying to collect enough ender pearls to continue on.